And men don't like me say this, but it's true. Like spiritually, women are better. They have more. They're more evolved. We're younger punks, you know. So what happened was, is you were a warrior like man. I see you went over as your first life as a woman, and your warrior energy and the man you had been drew in a lot of abuse as a woman. Good morning, it's Tuesday, and starting today, the sun trines Mars. That means the world is prone for a lot of anger to rise to the surface. But Sensei says anger can be transmuted into good, and I'm going to show you how. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your Tuesday Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a loving way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, stepº20. My modality is psychic astrology, and my mission is to stand in my heart and walk in the light. Namaste, my friend, and welcome now to Tuesday. Well, today we have this transit in astrology called the Sun trine Mars, and that means that we are now beginning to unite all of our emotions with our anger and our ego. So depending on how much emotion you have to begin with, or how much anger you have resolved or not, this is emotionally explosive. And I really believe that everything we've seen in the country and in the world was leading up to this moment. But Sensei says you can actually turn anger into good. And I'm going to talk about today over tea. But first, let's take a look at today's zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Tuesday, July 12th, 2016. Well, looking at the 5-day moodcast, tomorrow's going to be partly sunny with a chance of light summer showers. Thursday may be thunderstorms, however, with a chance of lightning. But Friday, your tears will definitely dry up and the sun will come back out to play. Now today, I'm predicting it will be cloudy with a chance of some anxieties. That's because our feelings is protecting for love. Now, the Great Human Walk has stepped up to step 20 Cancer now. That's the third act of the transit. Our ruling channel today, therefore, is channel 2, and that means the ruling planet today is the moon. Now, our emotional focus will begin balanced. It's a two-part day. The moon is in Act 1 of Libra first, but then ends very sharp and vulnerable. That's because the moon will then move into Scorpio. Our mental focus today is hyper-minded, but perhaps impatient and over-passionate. That's because Mercury has reached step 27 Cancer. So if you can deduct from everything I've said, everything in the planets is all pointing to a lot of anger, a lot of passion coming to the surface. And that leads me to our topic for tea today. So go get your tea and let's have our daily tea time. Good day, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is, I released my anger, you can too. I released my anger, you can too. And this, I'm going to roll back here 2 years ago to the last Mars retrograde we had, where I really got hit in 2014. It was, I think, May or June. But for me, in my own chart, I was going through so much of releasing anger. It had been a horrible year. I had really every friend or everyone I was aligned with had turned against me, I guess. That sounds kind of very dramatic, but everyone just said they'd had enough of me and just turned their back. And it was so painful, and I tried to just remain at peace, actually, with each time something happened. I brought my, tried to release my anger, tried to detach, tried to chant, drank a lot back then, before that. That was in the beginning, before this. And then finally, by the time Mars retrograde or something, my anger had gotten so repressed that I just had a total breakdown. And the breakdown was in the form of shingles. And so shingles is like this horrible breakout, this horrible rash. It's the, as you know, chickenpox virus, as we have been so programmed by commercials to know. That made me very angry too. I was so angry at that I had them. I was very angry at the pharmaceuticals. I was like, they did this, you know what I mean? Like, but truthfully, I had been holding back so much anger, trying to be that peaceful guy, that peaceful warrior. And I hadn't really properly dealt with it. And so I think it broke out into this horrible fiery rash of pain. And I found myself in pain, literal, and extremely angry. So angry at everyone and everything and just whatever. Now on top of that, to add more pressure, I had to go off the air. I couldn't even shoot. I couldn't even sit up. I mean, it was horrible in that sense. And so I suddenly money's drying up, you know, everything in the big, you know, like chain of TV and selling readings and everything just all starts to fall down, which made me angry. Okay, like, so what I learned, I mean, first of all in this whole experience was that I believe that a lot of anger is built on past life issues. And you may go, past life? Well, I was having a lot of past life realizations at the same time. I wasn't just realizing that people had let me down in this life. I was realizing that people let me down in my past life, that those people were the same people in this life. So in some sense, I actually was realizing that this goes way back. But the more, I guess, the more you can understand where the anger starts, it really helps you to your ego to get over it. Because when you you know, just focus on the latest or the last time you've been hurt or been angry, you're really at the tip of the fire. So I was doing a lot of exploring of where did this anger start, because I've always been very angry and everything. Now the other thing is the response to myself was, it's okay, I'm angry. And when I say it's okay, I mean you let that anger out. You know, that it's okay to be angry. It's okay that you want to kill your husband. It's okay that you're feeling all these things. And I think that, you know, the people who take themselves to terror, right, you know, they try to repress anger, and it's not okay that they're angry, which then makes them even more angry because they're holding back their anger. So when it comes to anger, it's okay. It's okay you're angry. It's okay you're so upset. It's okay that you are feeling this way. It's absolutely okay. And that's the self-compassion. I understand. They were bastards. Yes, they were. And that's where I got really with my creativity, where I became my own advocate inside. I was like, it's okay. You're absolutely right, Christopher. That's it. You know what? Let's never go on the air. You're right. We'll never go on the air again. I'm totally with you. You're right. They don't even deserve you. You know what I mean? And I found that actually, then I found my other side be like, oh, okay, oh, all right. Like, you know, like, and I went back and forth because I understood intuitively that I had to just be okay with everything. I had to not judge myself. And I had to let this anger out. It had to have a voice. Now, because I was in so much pain, that voice was usually like a bathtub, even though I wasn't supposed to be taking baths, and that was the only thing that could soothe me. It was a very, very difficult time. But eventually, as I tried to make myself laugh, actually, and with little jokes of what, you know, how I had a right to, you know, like burn my whole life down because I was so mad. And the more I let that out, and the more I saw how much anger there was, and the more I could just gently kind of let it out. So Sensei says, to release anger, you basically have to sit with yourself and give it a voice, be its advocate, be compassionate to it, let it be angry for a few days. And with love and time and attention, I found that it really did go away, and I truly found peace and was able to release that anger forever. So I hope that helps you. With Mars trining the Sun, everyone's anger is coming up and will for the next 8 days. So I'm going to go into my little channel portion now, which I called the Megascope, where I take a sip of tea and 3 breaths and talk to my guides and see what they want to tell you. Okay, so Spirit, and where's the moon? I lost touch because I went into Spirit. They were talking to me about that. Oh, that's right, it's Libra then Scorpio. What Spirit was showing me was kind of some of my own sayings I say to myself, and the one I always say is, it's time to make the nest where you will lay the golden egg. All right? And this is, again, I've been focusing kind of on the protection side, but Spirit is showing me, you know, where this is all going. We're moving into the Sun in Leo, and what we're trying to do is create a nice, emotional, safe foundation and routine that will allow our hearts to blossom. The heart does not open without shelter. It's just something built in the architecture of incarnation. Step 0 is I protect. Step 1 is I love. If step 0 ain't there, step 1 won't happen. Every step is incremental. Each is necessary. Now, usually parents hold space for love and everyone else holds spaces for love. But basically, this next 10 days is you holding space to feel good so you can hold space to have more love. So if anyone out there is trying to find more love today, let me ask you, have you created the cushion for it to land on? Let me give you 3 steps to take you on your way. I don't want to keep you too long. Step 1, identify your peace today. That's the first thing I recommend. Identify your peace. That means find it and go, okay, that's my peace. All right. Step 2, preserve and protect that peace. Preserve and protect. That means you found that peace. Okay, how can we preserve it? Give it energy right now. How can we make sure that this peace stays? All right. That's in everything you do. That's where we are at work, etc., etc. Step 3, face any fears you encounter with a plan. Face any fears you encounter today with a plan. All right, my friends. For those who are watching over my personal sensei service, today our pep talk is going to be what I think our jobs as soul guardians right now of the earth is to do, and just some simple tips, I think, those who walk in the light. And in your eye candy at 3 o'clock, I'm going to talk about where you must hold the light right now and continue to. We're going to talk about that more. All right, friends, I'm so grateful to hold light and twinkle for you. Come on down to stepº20.tv and share your light with us too. I will see you in 24 hours with more. Until then, remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
Why can't you find love? How long have you really been single? Really? Having trouble finding that special soulmate? I can solve this one. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Your love trouble? Over. All that and more at secretsofbirthdays.com.